now, do now, think positive podcast.
Welcome back again to Do Now.
Think Positive Podcast.
I am FendiPendi, your creative content coach.
And my name is Philip Tan. Today we have a special guest. His name is Dr. Kheng Tan. Dr. Kheng.
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Kheng, and I myself, I'm a microbiologist, and I'm also a nutritionist.
Right. Dr. Kheng, today we have a very interesting topic. What is neuroplasticity and how does neuroplasticity actually happens and what makes the brain rewire itself?
Wow. Actually, lately I've been hearing this terminology, neuroplasticity, a lot.
Right.
And then let me explain that in a simple term. So I remember when I was in university many years ago. So I was taught that the smallest unit for the nervous system is actually neuron. Neuron is a cells for the nervous system. So during that time, right, we were taught that once it's gone, it's gone. So those people that suffer maybe accidents or, and once it's gone, it's gone. However, in the last 5 to 10 years, they realize, right, yes, maybe some of the neurons are gone, but those remaining neurons, if given enough stimulation, they can actually bridge and reconnect again. So the ability of the brain to actually grow back the cells or to actually build new network, enhance new network, and this ability is called neuroplasticity.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so many think adult brains cannot change. Is it true or is it like me?
Not true at all, I would say, because if you think about that, if all the neurons in our brain, right, are not set, means that if given enough stimulant, you can strengthen some of these pathway, and if you do not use, maybe some of these neurons will shrink. So what happened is that it's like a clay, I would say. You can actually make a lot of things out of it, and it's very versatile.
How do you stimulate the brain?
How do you stimulate the brain? Good, I think one of the things that we can stimulate our brain is being adventurous. If, for example, you have been using this road to go home, try other roads. You have been eating this restaurant all this while, try something else. The ability to discover, to explore will actually stimulate your brain.
So that being the case, Dr. Kheng, what helps the neuroplasticity to work better? And is there any specific action that can accelerate or improve it?
Like I mentioned to you, the ability to explore and learn, and then I give you an example. I give you guys some example. So they have actually looked at the brain of the cab drivers in London. We all know London has got a very sophisticated road network with different tourist attraction here and there and all these things. So they actually analyze the brain of those cab drivers, and they realize that these cab drivers, right, the hippocampus, right, the part of the brain that actually help them with navigation, the spatial orientation, things like that, it's very well developed, and means that there's a lot of activities there. And when they thought that, what could be the reason? Is that because they work extra hours? Or is that because they train their brain a lot, or they use their brain a lot? So they actually compare their brain with the bus driver who work just as long hours. However, the difference between cab driver and bus driver is bus driver has got a set routine that they follow, even though they work long hours, but you just have to follow
It's
the road.
same road.
Yes,
Same road.
but whereas taxi driver, the cab driver, you don't know who you get and where they want to go, and most importantly, what is the shortest route.
Now we use Waze.
That's why this is when we use
no more thinking.
Yeah, when we use waste, right? Maybe our brain acts like the bus driver brain. So sometimes it's best to turn off the waste a bit, huh?
Okay, so what's the research proves human brains can rewire?
Oh, this is one of the I think the cab driver and the bus driver is one of the very classical example. Of course, there's a lot nowadays, right? For example, if you see stroke patients or those that are unfortunate people that actually got involved in car accidents, they know through massage through needle stimulation, acupuncture, and all these things, right? They can actually regain all this ability to move, to be mobile again, prove that the nervous system, all this can actually rewire and reconnect.
Interesting, right? Then where do supplements like Bacopa, Minori, and Ginkgo fit into this neuroplasticity?
Wow, this is another topic that I need to talk for another 15 minutes.
Wait. Philip, repeat that one again.
Bacopa, Monineri, or Ginkgo biloba.
I know this word is very difficult to pronounce. It's Bacopa monouri.
Okay.
I look it up actually, and I have this habit,
So how you pronounce it? Monineri.
Bacopa monouri. Yeah, monouri. So okay, so when we talk about neuroplasticity, I must introduce another term. It's actually a protein. It's a protein. If you see, neuroplasticity is the process, right, that our brain can actually turn into, revive the flexibility. So what actually make it flexible is a protein called BDNF, brain derived neurotrophic factor. So anything that can stimulate BDNF will actually contribute directly or indirectly to our neuroplasticity. So there are certain things. I give you some example. Exercise helps. Mediterranean diet, for example, full of omega-3 and cut down on sugar, because sugar will actually suppress BDNF. Stress hormone suppress BDNF. But one thing I must tell you, sleeping is very important. Sleeping and, for example, meditation, relaxation, all this helps with the production of BDNF. Of course, just now you mentioned about there are some herbs that can stimulate the production of BDNF. Bacopa monouri is one that stands out, and currently there's a lot of research in Australia and even in Singapore that actually show that Bacopa monouri can actually enhance BDNF even even 1 or 2 doses after taking that 1 or 2 doses. Whereas ginkgo result can be a bit contradictory. So there are certain things that help.
So
coffee as well.
What's the everyday habit support brain rewiring?
Okay. I would say number one, having sufficient sleep is very important. Do you know what? In our entire body, right, we have 2 circulation systems. One is the blood circulation. The other one is the lymphatic circulation. And our brain doesn't have lymphatic circulation. Means that lymphatic circulation actually helps with getting rid of toxins in the body. So what happened is that when we sleep, right, our brain is shrinks, and then there's wave of, they say, brainwash. So there's wave of this fluid that will actually flow and brush through our brain, that will actually bring out the toxin in our brain, so that it gets our body get rid of the toxins in the brain. So if we do not have sufficient sleep, if we sleep deprived, then this toxin will actually build up in our brain. So number one, having sufficient sleep is very, very important. Having good diet is important, right? And then make sure we exercise, manage our stress, things like meditation and all this helps as well. So I would say that it's a holistic approach, and if we can take a bit of supplements, it helps as well.
Oh, that's good. So, Dr. King, we are coming to the closing. Can you give us some takeaway for our viewers up there about do now, think positive?
Hello, hi everyone. I'm Dr. Kheng. Just now we talked about cognitive health. Why I chose to come here? Because once I know that Philip and Fendi has got this podcast, Do Now Think Positive, it fits really nicely in today's topic of neuroplasticity. Like I mentioned just now, our brain, right, can actually form circuits especially when we enhance and keep using that. So the same thing can go with positive thinking. If we always think positively, this circuit will get enhanced, and with the result that we get and with the action that we do, it will actually enhance this circuit. So by default, whatever we do will be positive. And this is very important. That's why we always think that thinking positive, having this positive thought will lead us to positive action. So if you do not know what to do now, it's always best that you start, do it, and you never know what will wait for you tomorrow or in the future. So with that, all the best, think positive and do now.